Nice.
I just wanted to show you that the ingredients for what I'm going to be making today. Today's a work day as well as tomorrow for me, so I want to be prepared to have something I can grab and go to make a meal out of. Last week I called it my poor man stew. This week I don't know that I have a name for it, but I will be using these frozen, previously cooked boneless chicken thighs. I will be removing any visible fat that's on them before I put it into the pot. And then I will use a package of chopped spinach, some frozen pepper and onion blend, a can of diced tomatoes, some liquid aminos, which, if you're familiar with the Maggi seasoning, the liquid seasoning that Maggi makes, it tastes kind of like that, but it's aminos, or maybe even a soy sauce, if you're not familiar with the Maggi seasoning. So I'll have some of that. I'm not sure if it's cinnamon or not. I believe that it may be, but the amount that I'll be using is going to be over serving of 4 at least, so I won't have to track it. And of course, some lazy garlic always has to appear in my meals whenever possible, and then some V8 juice in place of tomato sauce. So these are the ingredients, and we'll see what I come up with. So I've already sauteed my garlic. Now I have put that there was about 3/4 of a bag of the peppers and onions, and that's in here as well with some cooking spray. I'm going to saute this down, and then I will add the spinach. Here you can see that my peppers and onions and garlic are all sauteed down. I've added in the liquid aminos, mixed it in well, and now I'm going to add in this package of, this was a 20-ounce bag of peppers and onions, by the way, with about a cup of it removed, for those who are interested. This is a 12-ounce pack of steamable spinach, which I've steamed in the microwave, and now I drained it, and now I'm going to add it in here, and I'm going to mix it up. These are the seasonings that I'm adding into the chicken as I saute it on the stove. Just a smidge of better bouillon, which if you wanted to use the equivalent, I used half of this, which is a demi-tasse spoon, because this is very salty and I don't enjoy salt very much in my food, so that would be at your discretion if you wanted to add any type of bouillon. Here we have chicken grilling seasoning, Mrs. Dash salt-free. I sprinkled some of that in, some oregano, some parsley to taste. These are all to taste. I love fennel seed because it gives it the flavor of sausage, so I put, again, probably a half teaspoon of fennel seed and more garlic powder. So again, I season things according to my taste. This is not a recipe. It's just to encourage you to do the same, motivate you to get in your kitchen, use what's in your cabinet, and create a nice meal for yourself in a short period of time. So I threw the chicken back in to saute it a little bit with some of my extra virgin olive oil cooking spray, because I like to add another layer of flavor to it, and it will create some browning on the bottom of the pan, which will also go into the entire dish, and I think it makes a difference in the flavor. I'm always looking for good flavor in my food. So the chicken is about ready now. I will add in the sauteed vegetables. Excuse my stove, I just wiped it down and it has watermarks. These are my sauteed vegetables, and then back here I have the vegetable juice and the diced tomatoes, which will also go in. Okay, so I've incorporated the 14.5 ounce can of diced tomatoes with the juice and 2 cups of the low sodium vegetable juice in with the chicken. I have deglazed the pan with the juice, and as I said, when you do that, it gives an extra layer of flavor, and I happen to enjoy that. I put a little more cooking spray, and this is starting to bubble up, so I'm going to cover it and cook it down, I don't know, up to a half an hour. Cook it down to my liking. The chicken is already cooked, but I like my food well cooked, so that's why it'll probably be a half an hour. And in between there, I will add in my vegetables, and then I will come back and show you the finished dish. About a half an hour has passed. I gave this another good stir. It smells quite good, and now it is time for me to add in my veg. So this is the peppers, onions, steamed spinach, and sauteed garlic, along with, I've decided to add a 4-ounce can drained of sliced mushrooms, which I cut up a little bit, And so I guess I can call this officially Hunter's chicken stew or chicken a la cacciatore, the way my family would call it. And all I'm going to do is add in some Kalamata olives per serving for myself if I feel like having them, to make it official, because we always put olives in ours in my family. So I think it's going to be quite good. So I will show you the finished product when it's done. Here it is with all my veg mixed in. I apologize for any confusion that I may cause. I'm really good at that at times, but I only added in half of the mixed veg and all of the mushrooms, as I thought when I looked at it, this to me looks perfectly balanced, and it will make 6 servings, which is what I was looking for. I made myself some more rice pudding for this week. A little bit of prep here, and I made it in my WW mini dash rice cooker. I used the arborio rice, which makes a really lovely rice pudding. I wish I had known that for the last many years. It is imported from Italy. I showed it to you last time. So I took a cup of the rice and a cup of the unsweetened almond milk and a half a cup of water. Yes, forgive me. I got a brain freeze there. What else is new? So this is going to be 4 servings, and I'm going to charge myself a half a cent each for that. And it's going to be about 160 calories a serving. And then back here, I'll show you, this is what I used to flavor it. The pumpkin spice stevia drops, and some ground cinnamon. So now I'm all prepped, because you know this is my new favorite nighttime go-to with yogurt and fruit. Yum. I decided that I would prep some white rice for myself as well, in case I want to have that with the chicken stew. So this will be 4 servings here out of, I think, 4 servings. Well, it'll be a half a cup cooked per serving, so I'm not sure how many is in here. I think it's going to be 4. And so this will be ready to go for me in the fridge in the next few days. Well, hello there, my friends. It's just me, Ro, of A New Yorker Does Slimming World channel. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you're new here, thank you for stopping in. I hope you'll stay. I hope you'll subscribe. And to those of you who hang in there with me through thick and thin, thank you ever so much. You'll never know how much I appreciate you and how grateful I am to have you all here with me. So today is my weigh-in video. It is Friday weigh day. Okay, so I bet you want to know how I did, right? I'm sure you came here for that. Before I actually tell you that, I won't keep you very long, but I do want to tell you that it was not a perfect week. It was a perfect week up until night before last, which would have been Wednesday. I suddenly had a burning desire to eat that trail mix. That trail mix stuck with me. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I'm not stressing over it. I wasn't stressed when I ate it. I just simply felt like having it. I'm going to leave it at that. So my new strategy, and I had a little bit last night too. I finished it off. There was a little bit left. So what I decided as I started to think about this is, if there's something that's in my home that's really a trigger for me, at the moment, it can change from moment to moment, or day to day, or period of time to period of time. I'm just not going to have it in my house. I've come too far. I've done the work, and I don't want to botch my work by having something stupid like trail mix in my house that's going to be a trigger food for me. So in replacement of trail mix, which we never used to have, by the way, James favors eating pistachio nuts while he's watching football, in addition to other salty snacks. But since he was ill over the summertime, for many of you may or may not know, with his Meniere's issue, he cut back seriously on salt. However, there is salt in trail mix, and he has a new medication that he's taken for the last several months, and he's monitoring himself and how he feels. So he can eat a little bit less pistachio nuts. He doesn't overeat them for sure. And so that is how I'm going to, and in between, I did find a brand at Aldi, by the way, that doesn't have salt. So that's another option for us. But in the meantime, the trail mix is gone. It will no longer be here, and good for that. So aside from that, my week was great. I did learn, though, I will tell you why I ate the trail mix. Because I decided in my infinite wisdom not to have the rice pudding yogurt dish. And because I'm concerned about the rice, it binds me. And I was concerned about my weigh-in today, which was stupid. I'm not going to do that again. If this rice pudding keeps me from even thinking about having anything else that I look so forward to, it has actually replaced anything I might think of as desirable that I should not be eating because it's not in my best interest, then I'm saying it's a win-win, and I will be having it every night if I need to have it. I'm not going to worry about the scale in terms of that it's going to bind me up without giving too much information. You all know what I'm talking about. And equal to bananas. I'm not going to stop eating a banana if it satisfies me and I feel really good about having that banana as I would have felt if I ate a bag of chips, let's say, or a bag of cookies. Then I'm going to have the banana. There's no reason not to. It's only me being ridiculous and getting into that concrete black and white kind of thinking, which never does me any good. So how did I do on that scale? I think you're going to be really surprised to hear that, drum roll please, look, from the beginning of January to now, that is my total weight loss. And as of last Friday, I was 145.8. No, I'm sorry, 143.8. And this morning I'm 141 for a loss of 2.8 pounds in 1 week. Now, will that happen again every week? Will I maybe have a little bit of a gain next week instead of a loss? I have no idea. I don't think it's going to happen every week because I'm a slow loser by nature. But I think that my body is adjusting to my new way of eating, and it is releasing all of those things that keep us bloated and inflamed. Because when you eat whole foods, you tend to lose inflammation. And I think that's what happened this week, in spite of the nuts and the trail mix, whatever. I really do believe that's what happened. So I feel really great, which is the most important thing, because it is very important to feel great about what you're doing. You know, if you're eating grass and you're losing weight and you had a great loss this week, well, are you happy eating the grass? Is it going to be sustainable for you? Are you going to continue to do this long term for the rest of your life as a lifestyle? Think about that, right? That doesn't make sense to me. I think that this is a wraparound package that I have going on here for myself finally, and I'm headed in the right direction for sure, and I plan to try and stay there. Will I have little setbacks? Yes, I will. I'm going to be realistic because I am a human, and humans are not perfect. Weren't meant to be. But does that mean we can't try to do better for ourselves? Not being perfect, but to do better, to take care of ourselves. There's always room for improvement in that department, as far as I'm concerned, with me anyway. So that's the learning curve for this week. I am taking it in stride, and I'm going forward, and I hope that you're going with me. If you had a bad week, put it behind you, my friends. Do not dwell on it. Do not waste your energy and your time. Put your energy and time into taking better care of yourself. Replace those not so good habits that we all have with good habits. Don't even focus on those not so good habits. Focus on filling your day with good habits, because what happens is you'll fill it up so much that those bad habits will start to go away. It is just what happens. You start to make a new lifestyle of eating for yourself, and there's no room in your day for it. You're not even thinking about it. It just is going to happen. The only way that that can happen for you, though, is if you consistently, no matter what happens, keep on going. Keep on going. Trust me on this. I've done this for a long time, and I watch people who are successful in all areas of their life. It is because they keep on going. They never let it get them down. They just pick themselves up, brush themselves off, and keep on going. So on that note, you know what I'm going to say now, I bet. I'm going to say thank you all very much for having taken the time out of your day to watch my video. And I wish you well. I wish you blessings. I hope for you that you are doing at least one thing to take good care of yourself today. I hope for you that you're going to do many things, but please at least do one. Whatever you pick and choose is up to you, but at least one, because if you don't start somewhere, you don't start. And in the end of this video, I will send you, as I always do, the biggest hugs that I could possibly send you. And I will thank you once again, and I will say goodbye for now. Be well, my friends.